what's up, Salama? How you doing?
I'm good, dude.
Good.
You know,
I call
just
you Salama because your people call you Salama, but for everybody
yeah.
else,
No,
I
my
call you.
people call me Slim. If you called me Sal, I'd be like, "Are you okay, Steve?"
So we just caught up for like 50 minutes, and
Yeah,
I figured that we'd record the last couple minutes of our conversation to talk about how we met. Um,
yeah, man.
so I'll start, and then you could take the rest. So
Okay.
I think like many folks, we got used to seeing Sal with his dreads at the bottom of the half pipe. That was very hyped. Um, when somebody landed their run, the first person that they talked to was this guy named Sal Masekela, and Sal uh, was like had the most amazing, infectious, stoked attitude ever, and everybody he made everybody feel like his, like they were friends, like, and they were like genuinely friendly, and at the time I was about to start Stoked. I just come up with the idea, and I thought, man, I need a famous person to get behind this. I need somebody, and and I thought of you, and it was and I went I remember doing a preliminary search, and then after I did the preliminary search, like I didn't find anything, and then you came back a couple months later, and I saw your number on a press release, and so I called that number, and I was like, hey, do you know how I could get in touch with Sal Masekela, because you had hosted something,
Right.
and it come to find out that you were actually friends with everybody that you were talking to at the end of the half pipe and the X Games. And then I started calling your agent, and yeah, you wanna take it from there?
Yeah, man. So first of all, thank you for that very kind intro to who you thought I was at the time. Because yeah, I was a kid who just was in love with snowboarding and surfing and skateboarding, and was trying to figure out a way to stay as close to the lifestyle as possible.
Yeah,
So having come from working in the snowboarding industry at the grassroots level, I kind of snuck my way into being like one of the few voices within our culture that could explain what was happening to people outside of our industry. Like I could speak Braille and also speak.
yeah, yeah,
And worked out for me, and I got put on this incredible train where I got to pursue a career that I never thought I'd have as a storyteller in the space that I was passionate about. And so those relationships and those interviews that felt like friends, they were real friendships. I had known a lot of these kids since they were young and small, so I had an advantage for sure. And they knew that I was as passionate about what they were doing almost as they were.
yeah,
And I started getting phone calls. I started getting messages from my agent's assistant, and that he would say, "Hey, Steve from the program wants to talk to you." And I just would be like, "I don't know Steve, and what program?"
yeah.
And I kind of blew it off for a little while. I think it was probably like a month that you were just diligent every week.
It was like
They'd be
two.
like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
it was like 2 months. Just
yeah,"
just making sure you.
and finally, like, your stalking worked. And that my agent, the assistant, called me. He's like, do you want to call this guy back?" And I was always be like, "Yeah, I'm going to get back to him." But I'm hustling, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Young too, like just in my young hustle, like
The young
super
hustle.
grinding all over the place. The young hustle. I'm the Steve from the program.
Yeah,
I'm out here trying to live this life.
yeah.
Got new money in my pocket. And I said, "Yeah, get him on the phone."
Yeah,
Because he said, "I'm going to tell this dude to shove off,
yeah,
essentially, if you don't call him back." And that's one thing that I am not. Like, within my person, I was like, I can't blow this person off. I got to find out what this is about.
yeah.
And we had that call. He put us on the call. I think I was driving home from work at the time. I think I was at E. And I was
No,
driving home.
no,
No,
no.
I wasn't at E yet. No, I hadn't started yet. It was a year before I started at
Yeah,
E.
yeah,
I had just moved to LA. That's right. And you and I got on the phone, and we started talking, and it was crazy how we were both Haitian,
yeah.
both grew up in New York City,
Yep.
and had this the beginning of our conversation was really about our mutual love of like a specific type of hip hop,
Yes.
which really put us on the same plane. And then you explained to me how you had recently in the last couple of years really fallen in love with snowboarding, and how you saw an opportunity because within that conversation we started talking about what it was like to be the only people that look like us
Yeah, yeah,
on the mountain, and what and just what a gift the lifestyle was for us as like being better people.
yeah,
And that's when you said to me, well, hey, like here's where my head is at. Do you, and you even said to me, like, do you ever think about how you have the power to open doors for for kids who don't have those opportunities, to get those opportunities? And it was right around that time that I was trying to figure out, like, okay, how can I be how can I make something that resembles a difference? Because I'm the only person that looks like me in this whole space.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I didn't know that I had power.
yeah, yeah,
I hadn't yet realized that there was capital and an ability to leverage other people to get behind me if I wanted to do something until we met and you really held this giant mirror up to my face and then explained to me the principal idea of what Stoked was. And we talked on the phone that night for like 4 hours,
yeah, yeah,
and I'm pretty sure we became brothers on that phone call.
yeah.
And that's when I was like, all right, dude, come
Yeah,
out
you,
to LA.
yeah, and then I was like, I'm coming to LA tomorrow to see you. That was my.
And I was like, cool, you're staying at my house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And you stayed at my house for a week,
yeah.
and we sat around the table at my shitty couch,
Brainstorm.
and we brainstormed every day. Like we started building Stoked and started getting on the phone, and
Calling people. Yeah,
and calling people, and you got me to be like, you got this phone book, these people love you. It's
yeah.
time to see if they're willing to put their money where their mouth is, And one of those first phone calls was Bob McKnight, the CEO and founder of Quicksilver,
Over. Yeah, yeah.
and I think he gave us like
Couple grand or whatever. Yeah.
a couple of grand and then a bunch of wetsuits and stuff like
But he
that,
bought
and
all the
boards,
Quicksilver
all
bought
the
all the.
INT.
Yeah, they shipped from Brazil. Remember they shipped from
Yes,
Brazil. Yeah, yeah.
they shipped foam top surfboards, and
You know,
that was when the soft tops had just started,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they were expensive.
Dude, so we should end right here. So like that's how the story began. We should actually continue these conversations to just recall these
We
stories.
should,
Because you know
we
what we
should,
should talk
man.
about in the next one? We should talk about the surf fundraiser at the drag queen spot. Do you remember? Dude, we raised
Do
like
I
15 grand at a drag queen spot. Remember? In New York
do
City.
I remember?
Of course.
Let's absolutely next
That's the
one. Let's
next
do that.
one. All right, brother, it was
All
good to
right,
catch up, man. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Love you,
love you,
brother.
Steve.
All
Peace.
right, bye.